Hello, hi everyone. I am Kumar Lakineni. Herewith, I am going to come with a video lecture series on competitive programming. If you want to gain, if you want to get a job in thought-based companies, what you should know, what should you practice? Nowadays, what are maybe the technology developments in the market? Maybe machine learning or AI or agentic AI. First of all, as a software engineer, as a programmer, you should be able to write the code. Nowadays, in the market, the buzzword is MAANG and FAANG engineer. So these are the very interesting, catchy words in the market. What is a MAANG engineer? A MAANG engineer means Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. So if your dream job is to become a MAANG engineer, if you want to become a software engineer in top chain companies, what you should do? Where you have to prepare, from where you have to start preparation, what amount of practice you require in order to get a good job in broad-based companies is very important for every software engineer. Whatever may be the domain, everyone shall able to write the code and understanding the programming concepts, and everyone shall know the in-depth knowledge of data structures, algorithms, and advanced algorithms. If you want to gain a good job in the market, if you want to become a good broad-based company software engineer, the only mantra is how much perfect you are in data structures, algorithms, and different methods in algorithms, and how you can analyze the algorithm. What are the different patterns of a problem? You should have problem solving skills. So I want to become a data scientist. In most of the cases, as a fresher, you may not be grabbed as a data scientist. Every company, as a fresher, they will seek. They need only how you can able to understand a given problem. Are you able to write the logic for the problem? Are you able to understand the data structure involved in the given problem? That is what very important for every company. So this is not one day job. You have to practice it for a long time. Every day you need to practice. Then only you can become perfect in solving the problems. So having a in-depth knowledge in one programming language, either C++ or Java or Python, is very much important. And in-depth understanding of the data structures, the applications of data structures, graphs, trees. There are different algorithmic techniques like greedy algorithms, dynamic programming, branch and bound, backtracking, timing session problem. There are so many types of techniques are there. So you have to choose which technique is suitable to solve my problem. That is what very important. Nowadays, companies won't see whether in which language you are perfect. Companies always sees whether you are able to understand the given problem and are able to implement the problem in any of the programming languages. That is what very important in nowadays programming field. So if you want to gain a good broad-based company, definitely you should know the problem solving skills. You should know in-depth knowledge of programming language, as well as you should know the data structures and algorithms. So with this intention, in order to provide a good video lecture series for the students to benefit in order to gain good jobs in the market, I am going to prepare complete competitive programming videos through which I want to cover one programming language. Most probably, I want to cover Python, and also I'll cover from basics of data structures to the advanced data structures, and also we will solve different problem solving problems from the great platforms like Lead Code, Code Tantra, Code Chef, Hackerset, Hackerset. There are a lot of platforms are there. There are a lot of questions already framed. Every student shall go inside and understand the problem and shall practice. See, it's not one day job. So tomorrow I have a Google company drive. Suppose today if I start, what I can prepare, how long I can prepare, how much amount of problems I can prepare. This is not one day job. We have to prepare for at least 6 months to 1 year. Every day you have to practice 2 to 3 questions from these platforms like Lead Code, Code Tantra, Code Chef. So that once if you solve 200, 300 problems in every concept of data structures, algorithms and advanced algorithms, you will get a generic idea. With that generic idea, you can apply to solve the new problem. So whatever whatever domain you choose, in which domain you want to go, everyone, first of all, should be a programmer, and you should have the in-depth knowledge of how you can implement the data structures, how you can apply the data structures in the given problem. So with this intention, in order to provide a good material for the benefit of the student, I'm going to start a complete video lecture series from basics to the advanced on competitive programming. So here in this lecture series, what I will cover is, I will cover one programming language as well as complete data structures and advanced data structures and algorithms and the time complexity of algorithms, how to analyze the algorithms. All these concepts I will explain, and also in each and every concept I will cover the important problems in that concept. I'll show how to identify a particular problem and how to identify a data structures which is suitable to the problem, so that you can solve in order to understand, in order to implement the logic in the given problem statement. So now, today, I just give the introduction about what I am going to prepare in this video lecture series. So, if your dream is to become a product-based company, and if you want to prepare for the product-based companies, if your dream job is to get placements like companies Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Apple, Netflix, Adobe, Uber, Salesforce, so you should have the competitive programming skills. So what do you mean by competitive programming? Here, competitive programming means it is an art of solving the problems efficiently. What is meant by competitive programming? Competitive programming means competitive programming means the art of solving coding problems efficiently using logic, mathematics, algorithms, data structures, and optimizing techniques. Optimization techniques. So these are the very important essential things in computer programming. We should know the logic. We should implement wherever the mathematics required. We should know what algorithms we need to write, what data structures we need to implement, and what are the optimization techniques we need to write. So, in order to implement these things, we should learn definitely one programming language. So, without in-depth knowledge of programming language, we cannot write programs for solving these questions. Suppose here writing a program is important, writing an optimized programming is important. For a single problem, suppose I have a problem P. There are n number of solutions, solution 1, solution 2, solution 2, so on. N number of solutions are there. For every problem, there are n number of solutions are there. But we cannot say that all n number of solutions are great, are efficient. We cannot say that all n number of solutions are efficient. So here you have to analyze each solution and you have to estimate what is the time complexity of the algorithm, what is the space complexity of the algorithm, how efficiently the programmer have written the code for the given problem. Your code must take your input and should give the expected output. At the same time, you have to write an optimized algorithm. You have to write an optimized program so that it should be executed in less time and shall occupy the less resources of the computer, because the time and resources of the system is very, very important, because lot of process will wait for the system. We should not occupy the system and consume all the resources to execute your program, so that the remaining process will wait until your program completes. So here, what you need to understand is, writing the solution is not only important, the optimization, the efficiency, the time complexity, and the space complexity of the program is very important. So then only we will be called as a good programmer. Companies will see how efficient you are solving the problem. There are n number of solutions. They'll see what is the time complexity of each solution. So we need to write the expected code for the output, for the expected output. At the same time, we are able to write the optimized algorithm. So a good software engineer, a good software engineer should analyze the problem. Design efficient solution. He has to define an efficient solution. Design efficient solution. At the same time, he should handle large scale systems. Large scale systems. And he should optimize the performance. Optimize the performance. So these are the things a good programmer should possess. Optimize performance. Suppose if you see Google is handling multiple searches. That means billions of searches. So now you should think of how to write a proper algorithm for searching the required information. Amazon handles your Google handles billions of pages or billions of searches. Your Amazon handles millions of orders. Millions of orders. How efficiently you will develop this type of systems? Your Netflix streams videos globally. So now, how do you implement an efficient algorithm in order to solve this type of complex problems? So that's why your interviewer will focus on how you are understanding the problem, how much knowledge you have in data structures. So your interview definitely will test the interviewer. The interviewer focus heavily on data structures, algorithms, and your problem solving skills. What do you mean by problem solving skills? On the spot. What do you mean by problem solving skills? On the spot. How you understand the problem. On the spot. How you understand the problem and what type of algorithm you are going to implement. Which algorithm best suitable to address your problem. That is what is called as problem solving skills. So that's why with this intention, I am going to prepare the complete video series on competitive programming, which covers programming language, and parallelly we will start understanding data structures, graphs, and trees. At the same time, we'll go with advanced data structures. Similarly, we will understand the algorithms techniques. Algorithm techniques like greedy algorithms, like where we can apply the greedy approach, where we can apply dynamic programming, There are n number of problems are there in dynamic programming. You have to understand, you have to recognize what type of problems comes under dynamic programming. We can solve some problems by using backtracking, and also we can solve some problems by using branch and bound, and also by using some traveling session problems and NP complete and NP hard problems. So these are the different techniques and different problems from various platforms like Lead Code, CodeChef, HackerSense. We will take and will start understanding the problems, and we'll start implementing the problems in both ways. Here I am trying to explain how the concept can be understood. I'll give the complete understanding of the problem, and parallelly I will write the code for each problem. So here I am trying to prepare videos for each problem in two parts. One is understanding and tracing the problem, and second one is implementing the problem. So my best suggestion for every student is to learn either C++, Java, or Python. Any one object-oriented programming is important while implementing these techniques. So every student should learn any of these programming languages. Suppose if you have knowledge on two programming languages, it will be an added advantage in your resume. But understanding one programming language is very, very important. So with this, what I am trying to tell you is, whatever domain you take, but if you want to enter into the software field, first of all, you should learn one programming language from basics to the in-depth, and also solve many problems and understand data structures, algorithms, and the different algorithm techniques and advanced data structures, so that you can easily crack the broad-based companies. So in the next lecture or notes, I will start programming as well as the data structures concept. So first of all, before starting the data structures, we should understand how to analyze the algorithm. What is an algorithm? How to analyze the algorithm? So what is meant by time complexity, and what do you mean by space complexity? Here, one thing I want to tell, that I want to inform you that my videos are lengthy. Those who are interested to learn the concept from the basics and understand well in view of cracking the software industry, you have to follow my videos. There is no shortcut. There is no simple way of understanding. We have to understand the concepts from the basics. So that's why I'll take more time to explain clearly, so that you will be benefited in understanding the concepts well, and you can implement those concepts in your company-based exams. So don't think that my videos are very lengthy. Definitely, you will benefit from my videos. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video, and we'll see in the next video.